Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some very cool updates from Collect Jurassic as they just unveiled quite a few 2021 Mattel figures, so I figured I would show them to you guys. Unfortunately, there aren't any actual new sculpts included, it's all repaints, which I really am hoping and keeping my fingers crossed that that is not the way that the 2021 year is going to go, with Jurassic World Dominion being delayed and everything. I hope that it's not going to be just a year of repaints. However, some do look cool, it's just not exactly what I was hoping for. I would like to see some new species entering the line. However, we are going to begin with quite a few figures that I actually thought were already technically released, but I guess maybe not here in the United States, but one of which is the Gallimimus with the Kenner-inspired paint scheme. I think it's a really cool figure, and probably the Gallimimus I'm looking forward to the most into adding into my collection out of all of them that have been released so far, except maybe the battle damage version, as that one was really cool. There is also the Dimorphodon with that really cool looking paint scheme. However, we've had about 4 billion Dimorphodons already, so it's not something I'm really excited about, but still pretty cool looking. There is also, of course, the Troadon, which is technically a new sculpt, but it's already released in quite a few different countries, and we've seen it before, so it's nothing brand new and crazy. However, again, it's a really cool figure, and definitely a new species into the Mattel line, just something that is already technically released in certain areas. And then we have two figures that I previously covered in a news video, which is two different repaints of raptors. You can see a reddish raptor with a whole bunch of stripes all over it, which does look really cool, and I love the fact that there's so much paint out onto the tail, as that's something that Mattel does not often do. Obviously, we are not going to be getting paint on the fingernails anytime soon. I was hoping maybe they would learn their lesson on that and start to paint the nails of the hands, but no dice so far. And then we also have this one that almost looks like a Lost World style raptor, sort of, but not really. It's a really cool look for the figure, but again, nothing I'm super excited about. And then we have quite a few snap squads, with this one being the Spinosaurus repaint is really nice. I actually love this paint scheme on the figure. I would love for a larger Spinosaurus figure to be re-released with this paint scheme because it's a really cool look for the figure. And then we have the Baryonyx, which also sports a pretty cool looking paint scheme. I believe maybe this is a Baryonyx Grim paint scheme, I'm not too sure. Something along those lines, but a pretty nice look for the figure. We also have a new Bumpy figure coming, which he looks really grumpy in this image. I'm not too sure why, but definitely an angry version of Bumpy. We also have another Carnotaurus Toro with a slightly altered paint scheme, which looks really nice as well. And then there is a green Velociraptor, which looks pretty fun. Nothing amazing again with any of these repaints. This is probably my favorite here, which would be the Triceratops with a really cool dark reddish color scheme. I really quite like that paint scheme on the Triceratops. Then we have a newly repainted Coelurus, which is cool to see because we've only previously had the initial release, so it's nice to have another release of the Coelurus and another really cool paint scheme, I think, on this figure as well. I love that little subtle area of blue up on the top of the head. Very nice touch on the part of Mattel. Then we also have another Proceratosaurus repaint, which is nothing amazing. It's pretty cool looking, but nothing that I'm going to go crazy over. Clearly, we've had quite a few Proceratosaurus figures already, so again, it's not one of my favorite unveilings here, but still pretty cool. And then in one of my favorite, actually, unveilings would be the Cinoceratops Re-Release with the paint scheme that should have been technically on it in the first place, which is kind of a Jurassic World style paint scheme, although I did really like the paint scheme that was released on the initial Cinoceratops. This is the paint scheme that was kind of released on the Pachyrhinosaurus, and we are now getting it on the correct figure. So this is a really exciting release for me, and definitely something I am quite psyched about. And the final is the Cryolophosaurus repaint, which I actually think is a really nice looking repaint, and much nicer than the original if you ask me. So this is probably one of the figures I'm the most excited about, is this really nice looking repaint of the Cryolophosaurus. We've only had this released one time so far, so having it re-released with a much nicer paint scheme is definitely something that I am looking forward to. So again, a huge thank you to Collect Jurassic, who unveiled all of this just a little bit ago. Really exciting releases coming from Mattel for the 2021 year. Just no real new sculpts again aside from that Troadon, but we already knew that one was coming. Regardless, some pretty cool stuff. I will keep my fingers crossed for some more new species to actually enter the line, but I guess time will tell if we actually get some. Anyway, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.